More than 1,000 U.S. Army Corps engineers personnel have been activated to help clear the critical shipping channel in Baltimore, where the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed after being hit by a cargo ship. The ship remains stuck within the Port of Baltimore, and debris is blocking the busy channel, affecting thousands of workers. Meanwhile, investigations into the cause of the deadly disaster have revealed that one of the ship's pilots radioed for tugboat help, later reporting a loss of power on the vessel just minutes before it crashed. More data is being reviewed from the ship's black box. Sally Patterson joins us live. She is in Baltimore in Maryland. Sally, more details have begun to emerge about the moments before this disaster. We know that a probe has begun, and officials, they've been carrying out presumably thorough inspections on that ship. Do we have any updates, though, on how those investigations are going so far?
Well, we heard one of our most thorough updates so far late on Wednesday local time, when the National Transportation Safety Board gave an update of how their investigation is going so far. We know that they've now spent some time on the ship, which remains wedged inside the ship's remains. Just behind me, you can sort of see where that bridge collapsed. And what we've heard from the safety board is that they've been reviewing everything on the ship. They've managed to obtain that recorder, which gives some crucial information about what happened in the lead up to that collision late on Tuesday night or early in the morning, Tuesday local time. And what they've told us is they've obtained 6 hours of information about the voyage, which should help them understand what went wrong. We know that there was a power outage. That's what they're saying at the moment, which saw the lights on the ship flicker. And they're going to look at what could have caused that. We know that that ship passed its safety inspections before. We've heard that from Singaporean authorities. So we need to now look at what went wrong to lead it to completely lose its power. The pilot was able to send a mayday signal, which helped local police stop traffic getting onto the bridge just in the lead up to that collision, and it probably saved many lives. That's according to authorities here. We know that the investigation is also going to be speaking to crew members who were aboard. 23 different people were on board at the time, including both crew and 2 different pilots, and they could also give an indication of what happened in those crucial moments. We understand that mayday call was made just 3 minutes before the collision happened. That is very little time to be able to get people off of the bridge. Unfortunately, we know that 8 people were on the bridge at the time. 2 were recovered safely after the collapse. 6 are presumed dead. We've seen some of their bodies being found. Now, the safety board has said that they have done this before. This is not their first time looking at collapsed bridges, but this investigation could take somewhere between 12 and 24 months, and they've asked people not to speculate while their investigation is underway.
Tragic consequences to this collision, Sally, but what's next for the ship? Are there expectations it might be moved while authorities clear that debris from the fallen bridge?
Well, there is a real challenge here because, as I say, the ship remains wedged inside the remains of the bridge, and that has caused major challenges here in the region. It's closed a major waterway, and ships rely on that route to get in and out of the Port of Baltimore. What we understand is that operation to remove the ship from where it's stuck could take weeks. It could take longer than that. It's a careful operation to see exactly how much damage there is underwater and to understand whether it can be safely towed to shore or whether it really needs to be taken apart. We do know that there were some hazardous materials on board. There are hundreds of tons worth, in fact, and some of them did spill during the collapse. We know that there was a sheen seen on the water, and that means that they have to be very careful about how they manage what is hazardous material and a load of metal, concrete and other materials which could be dangerous. We know that divers who were looking at the scene underwater have had to pause that investigation just because it's simply not safe for them to do so. In the meantime, businesses here are worried about the logistical challenges of not being able to use the port to its full capacity. We've seen trucks continuing to go in and out of the port by land, but nothing is able to get in or out by sea. And officials here are worried about the impact that could have both on the local economy, but also actually on the national economy as well. Baltimore is a crucial port, particularly in terms of transporting automobiles, construction machinery, and also sugar and coal, both getting them inside the US and out. And there's a real concern about the impact on jobs here and also whether we could see, at least temporarily, a spike in prices while officials try and get the situation here in Baltimore under control.
Sally, thank you for that update. Sally Patterson there in Baltimore, Maryland.